true creation requires sacrifice.
Spoiler alert. In The Lord of the Rings of Power, Sauron has a distinct trait that links him to the ancient Dark Lord Morgoth, black blood. Neither Tolkien nor any other Maia, the kind of entity Sauron originally was, ever made it clear that Sauron possessed black blood in their writings. The Lord of the Rings series on Prime Video has also gotten creatively carried away in this regard. Tolkien's descriptions of Morgoth in the Silmarillion, however,
Like Morgoth treated me.
make the sour nature of Sauron's blood a fitting complement to the Rings of Power. Sauron was mercilessly executed by Adar and the orcs in the first episode of the Rings of Power Season 2, which also happened to be the first time his black blood was seen in the Prime Video series. In the 6th episode of Rings of Power's second season, Sauron, playing An-Natar, makes a cut in his palm and fills a vial with his own blood, giving it to Celebrimbor while pretending it is purified mithril. Lastly, in Episode 7, Celebrimbor recognizes An-Natar as the Dark Lord in part because of the black hue of Sauron's blood. So whence does this notion originate?
You are he. I have many names.
Welcome to Movie Spy. Since Morgoth was of black blood, Sauron most likely was as well. Rings of Power is based on a deeply cut canonical detail. Tolkien described a fight between Morgoth and Fingolfin, Feanor's half-brother, in the Silmarillion, in which the Dark Lord sustained 7 injuries. Morgoth's blood filled the holes his destructive hammer left in the earth as he and his opponent fought on. It is said that this blood was dark. Although it is mentioned that orc blood is likewise black in other places in Tolkien's writing, no more explanation was given for this. Black blood is thought to be an indication of Morgoth and orc degeneration, since neither group was originally intended to be bad by the god of the Lord of the Rings. Originally a Maia, Sauron assisted Iluvatar and the Valar in creating the cosmos, just like Morgoth did. Sauron followed Morgoth and became his lieutenant after the latter established himself as the Dark Lord in Middle-earth, after working as Morgoth's spy in Valinor for millennia. Rings of Power suggests that Sauron's corruption changed his blood to the dark, sour substance seen in Season 2, explaining the gradual transformation of the virtuous Maia into the Dark Lord's minion. Perhaps there is more to Sauron's black blood than just blood. A little further into Blood by Rings of Power. Additionally, Rings of Power suggests that Sauron's blood is not only the normal red substance found in living things. Sauron was killed by Adar and the orcs, and his dark blood trickled into the ground, where it solidified and eventually reformed into a new body. Just as Sauron's spirit or essence persisted after his body was destroyed in Tolkien's writings, it took a long time for it to gather enough strength to manifest. By using the black blood to symbolize this essence, Rings of Power suggests that Sauron's, and Morgoth's by extension, life force is much closer to their evil self than is revealed when they are injured. This has important ramifications for the 9 Rings of Power. When Celebrimbor created the 9, he unintentionally substituted Sauron's black blood for mithril. This will probably forge a close bond between the wearers of the rings and Sauron, which could help to explain why the recipients turned into the Lord of the Rings ringwraiths. In Rings of Power, black blood ultimately seems to symbolize the deterioration and corruption of a being's own soul. Since there are still a lot of people who need to be corrupted, more of this dark fluid will undoubtedly flow before everything is finished. Thanks for watching.
Requires sacrifice.